You can feel a city most when it is still. Before the day begins, or long after it has ended. Philadelphia has a particular kind of stillness. It is heavy. The air hangs thick and damp, carrying the scent of the Delaware River and the faint metallic hum of the city's vast infrastructure. The streets, broad and long, stretch out like empty stages under the orange glow of the streetlights. They are waiting for a performance that feels indefinitely postponed. A sense of quiet expectation fills the spaces between the towering buildings and the humble row houses, a silent breath held in the lungs of the metropolis. I find myself walking these streets, often in the twilight hours. It is here, in the quiet, that you can almost hear the city's history. You can imagine the echoes of industry, the clamor of markets, the voices of generations who built this place brick by brick. But now, another sound, or rather a lack of it, dominates. The silence is not peaceful. It is watchful. The grand old buildings with their darkened windows seem to look down with a weary resignation. It's as if the city itself is tired, burdened by a story it can't bring itself to tell aloud. The parks, meant to be green oases of life, are hushed. In Rittenhouse Square, the ornate benches sit empty, dusted with morning dew. The bronze lion and goat sculptures seem to stand guard over a kingdom that has lost its subjects. The wind moves through the sycamore trees, a low, mournful sound, like a sigh. It rustles the leaves and carries with it discarded plastic bags that dance like lonely ghosts across the manicured lawns. This isn't the gentle quiet of nature. It is the profound emptiness left behind when human presence recedes, leaving only shadows and whispers. Even the grand avenues feel hollowed out. Broad Street, typically a river of light and motion, is subdued. Its energy has been drained away, leaving behind a kind of architectural skeleton. The theaters and concert halls stand silent, their vibrant marquees dark. The city feels like it is holding its breath, waiting for an exhale that never comes. This is not the slumber of a city at rest. It is something deeper, a quietude born not of peace, but of a pervasive, unspoken sorrow that has settled over the landscape like a permanent fog. You feel it in the air, a cool weight against your skin. If you found this story compelling, please consider subscribing to our channel for more in-depth explorations and stories from cities like Philadelphia. Your support helps us bring these important narratives to light. There's a tension in this quiet. You learn to recognize it. It's a feeling that something is just out of sight, just around the corner. A force that has reshaped the city's energy without tearing down a single building. It is a whisper that started in the forgotten corners and has since been carried by the wind into every neighborhood. The drug, fentanyl, is not something you always see, but you feel its effects everywhere. It is in the empty storefronts, the for rent signs that never come down, and the anxious glances people share on the rare occasions their paths cross in these deserted spaces. It has crept into the city's bloodstream, an invisible poison that works slowly, methodically. It changes the rhythm of a neighborhood first. The sounds of children playing in the street fade. The neighborly chatter over garden fences disappears. It is replaced by a different kind of soundscape. The distant wail of a siren, the rattling of a loose shutter in the wind, the profound silence of a block where every other house seems vacant. The city's pulse has become faint, its heartbeat irregular, as if struggling against a great weight on its chest. This substance has a way of erasing things. It erases futures, of course, but it also erases the present. It makes people invisible. They become part of the scenery, figures hunched in doorways or moving slowly along the riverbank, their faces obscured by hoods. They are there, but they are not. They are ghosts in their own lives, haunting the city they once called home. The drug changes the very fabric of social interaction, replacing connection with suspicion and community with isolation. It is a slow, quiet unraveling. You see its signature in the small, sad details. A single shoe lying in the middle of a crosswalk. A child's tricycle, rusted and forgotten, on a front porch. A wallet, emptied of everything but old photographs, discarded in a gutter. These are not just random pieces of debris, they are fragments of interrupted lives. They are the punctuation marks in a story of sudden departure. Each object is a silent testament to the drug's power to stop time, to freeze a moment of ordinary life and turn it into a relic of what was lost. The neighborhood of Kensington is often described as the city's open wound, but to me, it feels more like a dried-up riverbed. The life that once flowed through these streets has been diverted, leaving behind a landscape of cracked pavement and exposed foundations. The rows of brick houses stand like canyon walls, weathered and worn. Their windows are dark, like vacant eyes staring out at a world that has moved on without them. The air here is different, heavy with the dust of neglect and the faint, sweet chemical smell that clings to everything. Under the elevated train tracks, the shadows are long and deep, even at midday. The rhythmic clatter of the train passing overhead is a constant reminder of a world moving forward, a world that seems impossibly distant from down here. Below, time moves differently. It slows to a crawl. People move with a deliberate, almost dreamlike slowness. Their bodies are bent, their gazes fixed on the ground. It is as if they are wading through a thick, invisible current that holds them in place, trapped in this concrete riverbed. There is a strange, almost sacred silence that falls between the passing of the trains. In these moments, you can hear the rustle of the wind blowing through piles of trash, the coo of a pigeon perched on a rusted fire escape, the soft murmur of voices too low to understand. It is a place of profound contrasts. The brutal reality of the environment is juxtaposed with moments of unexpected grace. A mural of vibrant colors on a crumbling wall, a carefully tended flower box on a boarded-up window, a shared cigarette between two strangers who have nothing else. This landscape is a character in the story, as much a victim as the people who inhabit it. The streets themselves seem to sag under the weight of so much sorrow. The graffiti that covers every surface is not just vandalism, it's a form of communication, a desperate attempt to leave a mark, to say I was here. In this riverbed, the drug is the water that has receded, leaving behind a stark and desolate beauty. It has carved new lines into the face of the city, revealing the raw, vulnerable earth beneath the concrete. The sky over Philadelphia is a vast, ever-changing canvas. It watches over the city with an indifferent, almost clinical gaze. Some days, it is a brilliant, piercing blue, so clear you feel you can see into eternity. On these days, the light is harsh and unforgiving. It exposes every crack in the pavement, every peeling layer of paint, every shadow of despair. It illuminates the city's struggles with a stark clarity, leaving no room for illusion. The bright sun doesn't warm, it interrogates. Then there are the other days, when the clouds roll in from the west, low and heavy. The sky turns a bruised shade of purple and gray, and the air grows thick with the promise of rain. These are the days when the city seems to retreat into itself. The distant sounds are muffled, the horizons shrink, and a sense of claustrophobia sets in. The weather becomes a reflection of the city's mood, a physical manifestation of the gloom that has settled over its people. The impending storm feels like a metaphor for the crisis itself, a gathering force that is about to break. When the rain finally comes, it falls not with a cleansing fury, but with a slow, steady persistence. It is a weeping sky. The water runs in rivulets down the grimy windows of abandoned factories and pools and the potholes of neglected streets. It washes the sidewalks clean for a moment, creating slick, reflective surfaces that mirror the gray sky above. But it doesn't wash away the sorrow. It only seems to deepen it, turning the city into a watercolor painting where all the colors have bled together into a single melancholic shade. And after the rain, a strange calm descends. The air is clean and cool. The setting sun breaks through the clouds, casting a golden ethereal light on the wet streets. For a fleeting moment, the city is beautiful again. It is a moment of false hope, a trick of the light. The sky, having delivered its verdict, now offers a brief, beautiful reprieve. It is a reminder that beauty can still exist alongside despair, that the world continues to turn, indifferent to the human dramas playing out below its vast, watchful expanse. In the midst of this human tragedy, nature persists. It pushes through the cracks, reclaims the forgotten spaces, and offers a silent commentary on the state of the city. Along the banks of the Schuylkill River, where the city's grand skyline meets the water, herons stand like patient sentinels in the shallows. They are perfectly still, their long necks poised, their eyes fixed on the murky water. They are hunting, oblivious to the sirens in the distance, to the human struggles unfolding just a few hundred yards away. Their focus is primal, their world simple. I've watched a family of foxes make their home in an overgrown, abandoned lot, nestled between a derelict warehouse and a busy thoroughfare. At dusk they emerge, their movements quick and silent. The kids tumble and play among the discarded tires and broken bottles, their innocence a stark contrast to the decay that surrounds them. They have adapted. They have found a niche in the ruins of human endeavor. Their presence feels both hopeful and deeply sad, a sign of nature's resilience, but also a measure of how far humanity has withdrawn from these spaces. Even the pests have become part of the ecosystem of despair. Rats, bold and unafraid, scurry along the curb in broad daylight. Flocks of pigeons, their feathers dull and grimy, descend on any morsel of discarded food with a frantic energy. They are the scavengers, thriving on what has been left behind. They are a part of the landscape now, as integral to the scene as the boarded-up windows and the graffiti-covered walls. They are the small, tenacious life forms that mirror the survival instincts of the people who live on the margins. And then there are the trees, the old, gnarled London planes that line the parkways, their bark peeling like sunburnt skin. They have witnessed everything. They have stood silent as generations have passed beneath their branches. Now they stand as silent witnesses to this new chapter in the city's history. Their leaves rustle in the wind, a sound like 1,000 whispered secrets. They are a connection to a deeper, slower time, a reminder that even in a city consumed by a crisis, the seasons will still turn, the leaves will still fall, and life, in some form, will go on. In the end, you are left with the silence. It is the most powerful character in this story. It is not just the absence of sound, it is a presence in itself, a heavy blanket that smothers the city's vitality. You feel it most profoundly at the edges of the day, in the moments of transition between light and dark. It is a silence filled with unspoken questions, with grief that has no voice, with a sadness so deep it has become part of the city's foundation, as solid and as permanent as the stone of its oldest buildings. There are no easy answers here. There are no clear villains or simple solutions. There is only the quiet, unfolding tragedy. The city of Philadelphia, a place built on the ideals of liberty and brotherhood, finds itself in the grip of a force that robs people of both. It isolates them, it chains them, and it turns neighbor against neighbor, not through anger, but through a slow, creeping apathy born of exhaustion and despair. The struggle is not loud and heroic, it is quiet, internal, and fought block by block, person by person. To walk these streets is to feel like you are moving through a dream, or perhaps a memory. The city feels suspended in time, caught between a proud past and an uncertain future. The silence is a constant companion, a reminder of all that has been lost and all that is at stake. It is in the empty pews of the old churches, in the vacant desks of the neighborhood schools, in the quiet hum of the refrigerators in houses where families no longer gather for meals. It is a silence that speaks volumes. And so, the city waits. The river flows on, the sky changes, and the wind continues to whisper its secrets through the empty streets. The story of fentanyl in Philadelphia is not one of dramatic events, but of a slow, creeping change that has altered the very soul of the place. The final scene is not an ending, but a long, sustained shot of a city holding its breath, the silence unbroken, the future unwritten, and you, the observer, are left standing in the quiet, feeling the cool night air, and wondering when, or if, the city will ever exhale.